Just behind Arne Slot in the dugout area here at Portman Road. He was up constantly, wasn't he? And he was constantly making little tweaks, which I guess is going to go on for a while yet, isn't it, with what Michael's saying?
Of course, yeah, because as you said there, they've been so used to playing that Jurgen Klopp way that just psychologically sometimes you revert back to type, and that's what they've been doing for so long. But you quite clearly see that second half. It almost felt like they were feeling Ipswich out the first half, maybe seeing what they had, see if they could hurt them. And there was a couple of occasions where Ipswich maybe could have done better, but that second half they just went up a level, and it was really obvious and direct what they were doing. Every single one of those front players came short and spun in behind, and every single time they did it, Ipswich couldn't live with them. And as Mo said there, that's where the goals come from. And it finished 2, and it could have been 3-4, because it seems quite basic. But if you've got that much pace as Liverpool have got up top, you cannot deal with it. You can't mark it. That little one step forward and you spin in behind. And Salah was outstanding second half at doing that.
I wonder whether they're going to refrain from pressing so hard from the front in the future. They didn't expend too much energy pressing and harrying and chasing the Ipswich defence. And I always remember speaking to Jurgen Klopp at some point, and he said that even he started backing away from that towards the end of his career. At the start of his career, when he had some of the youngsters playing up there, the Firminos, the Manes, the Salahs when he was a bit younger as well, they just had the energy to be able to do that. They had the power in midfield behind to be the next wave. I just wonder whether, not everybody can expend the energy that Liverpool used to do. And even Jurgen Klopp started changing that a little bit. And I wonder if Arne Slot's going to do something similar. Time will tell. We'll analyse it, of course, through the season.
Yeah. But let's have a look at Salah's goal, first of all, which made absolutely sure. As I say, there were 2 goals inside 5 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah, and it was another one of those long diagonals that we mentioned, right over the top. He was always looking to get in over the top in that second half. In the first half as well, and that was to sort of put the seal on the game. Really, I don't think Ipswich were ever coming back, but it's amazing how many times. I mean, that's the killer runners, and no defender wants to be sprinting back to their own. But it was amazing how many times he did it, and he still got the timing right. It was still very difficult for the Ipswich defence to be able to pick up.
It was, yeah. And so when he gets in there, the timing of the run, but also it's almost triggers. It's almost like they look at each other, and the moment he goes forward, they go, right, we know exactly where he wants the ball. But when he gets in there, I mean, he's been one of the very best for a while. Calm, clinical, and he just knows what to do. He doesn't have to really get enough on it, because the goalkeeper comes out, he just gets enough toe on it to take it down into the ground and take it under the goalkeeper. A really clever finish.
His fitness levels today really impressed me. We've mentioned the heat before, but to be his age now, but, you'll look at all the stats and you'll think, oh yeah, he's not covered as much ground as X, Y, and Z. His runs are lung-busting runs. His runs take it out of you. He's not just buzzing around at 60% constantly. He walks, but when he runs, it is so fast and over long distances. Playing out wide is a difficult position to be. And then he's back in again. And as soon as someone gets, he's off again and again and again. 90th minute, still sprinting at full pelt. I mean, his fitness levels, his strength. People talk about his quality of finish, and of course, that's absolutely right. But his fitness levels today really impressed me.
We talked before the game about the Ipswich players learning lessons, being new to this. I mean, Leif Davis in that second half will have lessons learned, won't he? Because he's up against the very best in that situation.
Exactly that. I think both fullbacks, as you said there, Steve, Axel Tuanzebe and Leif Davis, we were singing their praises at half-time. They defended against Luis Diaz and Mo Salah really well, 1v1. Didn't give him too much respect, put their body on the line. Leif Davis was almost running Salah back this way first half. It's sort of like something switched. And that's why they're top quality players, these guys, because they just go, okay, I can understand what you're doing now. Let me work that out. So what did Salah start doing? Just started showing Leif that he was coming up and then spinning behind. And after about 4 or 5 of those, Leif Davis thought, do you know what? I can't allow to leave Salah there on his own, because if I leave him there, he's going to punish us every single time. So he gets pushed back, and then it's a much more comfortable afternoon for Salah. And on the other side, Axel Tuanzebe, he's struggling as well, because Luis Diaz starts coming in off the line. So he's like, do I go and mark him? Do I not? And it becomes a little bit of cat and mouse. But, I mean, both of the fullbacks I thought for Ipswich were very good first half. But you're not going to come up against players of those qualities every single week.
Well,
but
maybe next week when they go to Man City.
Yeah, okay, maybe not that week.
exactly that. I mean, but it is interesting, isn't it? And it's actually can be a bit of a turning point in her career. I mean, the two fullbacks will be looking at each other in the dressing room today thinking, oh my word,
wow,
that's different to whatever I've played against before.
Will they actually think that second half's almost like a different sport to what they've played?
Yes, and some people it will ruin their confidence and think, I'm not ready for this level. But they really are. It's just, you've just got to get used to it. It doesn't happen all the time, but it will happen. And it's not that they're not fit enough. It's only a mental thing. But playing against that should either sharpen them up or ruin their confidence. And hopefully the whole Ipswich team, really, if they can just, not get too downbeat about that. They were brilliant in that first half. If they can just take that and remember that and try to improve little bit by little, I think they'll be all right. I mean, I'm not trying to judge Ipswich off one game, but I was really, really impressed with them today. And it's just important that they don't go into their shell now and think, oh, wow, this Premier League is too much for us, because that's Liverpool at their very best today in the second half.
You strikers have always told me when you miss one, it's important you stay mentally strong. At 0-0, Diego Jota did miss a big chance by his very high standards in the air, didn't he?
Yeah, it was. It's not like him as well, because he's a really good in the air. His timing's brilliant. He's composed in front of the goal. And that one there, that to me, that's one of those finishes where, as the ball's en route, you're thinking, I've scored here. And you almost forget about the basics, which is hit the target. Because he doesn't think right. He glances it, it goes into the far corner, but he just gets too much on it. And for someone of his quality in that type of area, he's usually better than that.
You don't want it dropping to anybody else there, do you? Jota, OK, he's only small, but you know, he's normally lethal in that situation. And you mentioned it before, you miss a chance like that, as a centre forward, you can't go into your shell. You've got to come back. You'll get one soon. And that's the mentality. And when he got one, he made sure that one hit the back of the net.
He did, and it came 70 seconds later. And as you say, it was from that side that you'd been talking about all day with Mo Salah.
Just shows to me the mentality of the lad. You know, doesn't let it get him down, still wanting it. Yes, people will say, you know, it's a bit of a tap-in finish, but that ball feels quite a long, slow way, doesn't it, when it's coming to you thinking, oh, wow, you know, I'm meant to score here. I've got a bit of an open goal. Certainly half the goals went, but it was a good finish. And coming so soon after missing a chance, fair play to his mental capabilities.
Do you know what helps him there as well is that he doesn't have to think about it. I think when you've missed that header, you think, and you've got a lot going on in your head, and then you get a more difficult chance where maybe you've got to move the ball and then finish it, you can overthink things. But when it's coming across you there at that pace, you haven't got to think about anything. Just get a good firm contact on it and put it in the empty net. If anything, I'm shocked that Salah passed it in that situation.
Yeah, it was. Mo Salah's role.
Well done, boss.
Good to see you, Arne.
Thank you.
And congratulations. How was your first taste of Premier League football? How satisfied are you?
It depends on which half you're going to ask me. So the first taste in the first half was not was maybe as expected, because they were all on top of us, so they were very aggressive. We couldn't find the rhythm and we couldn't find the balls in behind. Second half was a joy to watch.
What was it you changed in the second half? Was it mentality? Was there anything tactically you wanted to change?
First thing I said was we don't have to speak about tactics if you lose so many duels. And that's what we did, and that's not that Jurel lost every duel. Many of us lost too many duels, but I think we needed Konate Ibu to win these long balls through the air from the number 9. So that helped, so that gave us control, but they put so many energy in the first half. They had to keep on running, keep the fighting. They were playing all over the pitch 1v1. Yeah, and I don't think they could keep up with that tempo in the second half.
So it was tactical to take Jarell Quansah off at half-time rather than a fitness issue?
Yeah.
I thought, in particular, your front three in the second half really kicked into gear, because there was lots of space, because Ipswich were very brave and they stepped onto you. I think there's a few incidents late in the first half where Salah got in behind, and I think the second half you just kept playing into that, back and through, and I thought the team was excellent second half.
No, that was also the moment we showed them during halftime that if a team plays all over the pitch 1v1, do not play the ball short constantly. Then if you have those kind of strikers and wingers and attackers, play them but then fight for it. And I didn't see them fighting for it in the first half. We lost almost every long ball, every duel, to both sides. And in the second half they were ready. And then I think before scoring the goal, we had already a very good chance. And then gaps opened up, and you could also see that we can play quite good football.
In the second half, obviously, there was a lot being made of no signings coming in, and especially about the midfield areas. How pleased were you with the 3 in midfield that you picked today?
Again,
second half.
It depends on the half, but no, I don't think our problem in the first half was our midfield. Our problem in the first half was more that we lost too many duels. Our defenders lost too many and our attackers didn't win enough. I was pleased with them, and yeah, there's a lot of being said about our signings, but I saw 3 or 4 players coming off the bench without even coming into the team, and they are good enough to play. So we have many good players, but like I said, if we can find another one, we're not hesitate to do so. But we have already many.
And Mo Salah on the score sheet on the opening day again. What a player to inherit. Do you think he will be your main man this season once again for Liverpool?
I don't believe that much in one man. I believe in the team more than in an individual. And Mo can score his goals today also because of good runs of other players, good assists. a good lead up to the goal. I think both goals. The second one was a great ball from Virgil, and the first one was a build-up that started off with Alisson. So I think Mo also needs the team, but not only Mo. We have more great individuals that can decide the game, and therefore we need to play the football as we did the second half.
And what do you feel Diogo Jota can give you this season if he can stay fit after some injury troubles last season? But he always seems to deliver when he does get the minutes on the pitch.
Yeah, same with him. And Darwin didn't even came in. So we know, but it's normal if you're Liverpool that you have a lot of good players. And that's also what we have. But it's also needed because you saw today against the newly promoted club how tough Premier League games are. So you need also good individual performance if the team is playing well to win games.
How big are your ambitions for this season? Have you set any goals?
Not that I'm looking forward to it, but not that I'm looking so far forward to the end of the season. I think we have to do every game, everything we can in terms of defense, but also with the ball to win as much games as we can. But you saw last season how close the Premier League was with the game Tottenham against City. If Son would have scored, we might have had another champion, but he didn't. So City was champion, and we have to make sure that we are up there with those teams, and that's what we're trying to do.
How much are you looking forward to playing at Anfield, first game in the Premier League?
Definitely looking forward to that. I got a bit of a taste last week against Sevilla, but with the win now, it's nice to go into a week where we can train a lot again, which is helpful because many of them came in quite late. But again, it's about preparing the team and not about looking around, and not about the occasion. No.
I'm sure you'll have a nice journey back up to Liverpool now, Arne. Thanks for coming out to join us.
It is a long one, but yeah, thank you.
With a smile on your face. Thank you very much.